John Cena turning heel in 2025 was definitely something I did not have on my bucket list, but here we are. A lot of people understandably have mixed feelings about it. Me personally, I felt like if they were going to turn Cena heel, I felt like they would have did it 10, 12 years ago back in his prime. You know, I feel like they could have got a lot more layers out of it then when he was around more full time. But it is more shocking probably they did it now than ever because Cena's in his retirement years. So, like, you kind of just thought the idea of John Cena turning heel was just, out the window. Like, we're past it. We wanted it. Some people really wanted it. And it's like, you know what? We're never going to get it. We've just accepted that it's never going to happen. We're going to absolutely positively dive into a ton of conversations about this, man. Before we start, though, please make sure to subscribe, like, share, comment below, and turn on all notifications to be updated with all pro wrestling content related right here on this channel. And to be updated when we go live every single Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time zone for the No Name Wrestling Podcast. But now we are here. And honestly, I think John Cena should win at WrestleMania and become the 17-time world champion. I was one of the people that said, I feel like Cena needs to go on like this little redemption arc to build himself back up a little bit because he hasn't won a big match in 7, 8 years since, 2018 against Triple H at the Greatest Royal Rumble. So it's been quite a while, but I didn't have the plans of John Cena turning heel within that time frame. I just assumed Cena would be the same babyface and just get some credible wins under his belt, and then at SummerSlam, he could win the championship and get that moment. But now, I feel like, it's very smart for WWE to pull the trigger while it's hot. Cena winning the championship honestly could be best for business, because this, in the end goal, could really make Cody Rhodes one of the greatest babyfaces we've ever seen. What happened at Elimination Chamber showed me I don't think they have any plan to turn Cody Rhodes into Homelander Cody, turning him heel anytime soon. They are fully riding with Cody Rhodes as their top babyface with that superhero gimmick because he really just fits the bill. He fits the perfect image and everything that embodies that, style of what that babyface represents. And John Cena once representing that, and then now being able to turn heel to really pass the torch to Cody to say, you know what, it's yours now, but they're going in a different aspect of it with heel Cena to try to help propel up Cody Rhodes' babyface stats even further could be a very smart move. I'm not going to say this is the best heel turn of all time. I still feel like Hulk Hogan's heel turn at Bash at the Beach is number one just for what that did for the wrestling industry. That changed the landscape of wrestling as a whole. Now, maybe this could do something like that, but it's still fresh and it's still new, so we got to wait and see what happens afterwards. But to be honest, when John Cena turned heel, I haven't felt that stunned, honestly, maybe since Brock Lesnar broke the streak at WrestleMania. I felt like my childhood died. I'm not gonna lie to you, it felt like my childhood just died right in front of me. Everything with storylines has meaning, though, nowadays in WWE in this era, and it shows with this storyline because a lot of people were tripping about The Rock's purpose at Bad Blood. Some people were saying this, means what John Cena does and stuff. I don't really know if it's that deep, but some people are just putting that together now. Maybe it does. The promo on Netflix, it was all a setup. The Rock has never been friends with Cody Rhodes. It's all been a setup. It was like Cody was put in a mousetrap and he took the bait and he got. This all has a purpose to it. I still don't like the story aspect of Rock and Cody being friends. Even though The Rock has never been Cody's friend, quote unquote, why would Cody Rhodes even accept that offer of friendship in the first place after everything that was told last year leading into WrestleMania 40 and how personal and the animosity was between Rock and Cody? There was nothing that ever indicated whatsoever that these two were friends between last year's build until now of what they were telling, leading up to the heel turn of John Cena. So that's the only part I don't like. It was making Cody Rhodes look a little soft to me. I'm like, bro, Cody has to stand on business. The Rock is enemy number one to him. He should not be drinking tequila with him and be buddy and friends with him. That's not cool, man. I get Cody is the babyface and he can be forgiveful, but there's nothing that ever indicated these two were ever on good terms. So why all of a sudden, just because The Rock said they're friends, they're now all of a sudden friends out of mutual respect? You can respect somebody, but still don't mean that you have to be friends with them at the end of the day, because what happened at WrestleMania 40, that build was very personal. The Rock literally tried to take Cody's moment away from him. He tried to snatch it all away from him. And then when Cody took it back in the palm of his hands and said, no, it's mine, I'm taking my story and I'm going to finish it the way I need to finish it, they still try to ruin it from him from a storyline perspective. They still try to take it from him, with Rock turning to the final boss and, joining side by side with Roman Reigns. They still try to destroy this guy's moment. And he talk about his mama. He beat him up in the middle of the rain in the parking lot, made him bleed. Like, it was very, very personal. So the fact that all of a sudden now they're just friends out of nowhere, that's the only part of the storyline that I don't like, but I understand that it has a purpose now. The Rock has never really been friends with Cody. I think it's all a setup in the end. Like I said, it was like a mousetrap. Like, The Rock had this masterful plan where he was going to trap Cody, and he knew Cody Rhodes was never going to take the bait at Elimination Chamber. He knew Cody Rhodes was never going to sell his soul and never going to sell out because Cody's too prideful, and he's not a sellout, right? The Rock knew that, but he had a masterful plan at the end of it that nobody was going to see coming. This definitely is the biggest heel turn we've had in WWE in some years. I think this is the biggest heel turn they have done, honestly, in wrestling since Hulk Hogan at Bash at the Beach. Like, Stone Cold's heel turn at WrestleMania 17 when he shook hands with Vince was very shocking, but I don't think it really has the effect and impact, long term like Hulk Hogan's did and even Cena's now, because Austin wasn't the babyface gimmick that Hogan and Cena were. Like, Hogan was, like what Cena was for generations. Like, he was the ultimate superhero good guy, the white meat babyface that lived by the book and, worked hard and dedicated his whole life to something that people can look up to and inspire to be like. Austin was rebellious, had attitude, had swag to him, like, was against the authority and stuff, and people loved him because he was a redneck who drank beers and pretty much just kick ass, right? Like, he just wasn't the same babyface that these two were. So his heel turn was shocking because you never thought he would go against the grain. You never thought Austin would turn corporate, right? But I don't know, man. Hogan and Cena's babyface gimmicks, it just holds different weight for what they meant to generations. And John Cena turning heel, I genuinely believe, is probably the most shocking moment WWE has done since Undertaker took the streak at WrestleMania. I do feel like, though, John Cena winning at WrestleMania, it's kind of important now if you really think about it. Like, if Cody wins, yes, it'll be big for Cody, and he'll be Super Cody to the max at that point. Like, he'll really be, like, their top guy for sure. But from a storyline perspective, what does that mean for Cena's character arc? Like, would people really still want to see John Cena fight even longer to become the champion with this heel aspect while it's still fresh and new? Because John Cena's on a limited schedule. He's not going to be around every week with this retirement tour, so he only has selective dates, right? If he loses at Mania, I'm not saying the steam will die down by any means, but I don't know. Will the interest still be there if Cena doesn't win? That's the big question. I feel like right now there's so much gas in the tank and there's so much crazy momentum. If Cena wins, you just build Cody's story of him getting revenge but having to jump through obstacles and hoops to try to get back to John Cena to take it back from him because he knows he should have never got it, taken away from him in the first place. Basically, how I see it happening, The Rock's plan of what he wanted to do last year failed, but that plan is going to be executed this year. His plan last year was to make sure Cody didn't finish the story and didn't get that WrestleMania moment and become champion. It happened, okay? Cody, by this time, WrestleMania, he'll be champion for a full year, a full 365. He's got that under his resume, thumbs up for him. But now The Rock's plan is to make sure that he takes it all away from Cody because he's never wanted Cody to get that, moment and spot anyway. And this year is going to be different than last year's. This year, he's going to make sure his plan comes to full effect and, Roman Reigns wasn't the guy to do it, and this could honestly also tell layers to The Rock and Roman's story because The Rock has chosen Cena to get the job done, and John Cena, I believe, accomplishes the goal to get the job done at the end, which could cause some jealousy and animosity between Rock and Roman. Like, why didn't you pick Roman Reigns, for this spot? You could have just told the same story last year, but executed the same way you're doing it right now, just with Roman Reigns in that position. I get Roman has, issues with Seth Rollins and CM Punk right now, but from a storyline perspective, I could see Roman Reigns not being cool with that in the end. Like, why would you pick John Cena, a guy who I've beaten on a couple of occasions, pick that guy? That guy who's in his retirement year, past his prime. I'm in the peak of my career right now. You pick that guy. I'm blood. We're family. Don't you want the championship to come back to the bloodline? You picked that guy to take it all away from Cody Rhodes. But you got a lot of freaking momentum right now with heel Cena. We still don't even know what John Cena's heel arc is going to be like. We don't know what his attitude, his character aspect as far as what he's going to wear, his theme song, like his swag. We don't know anything yet because he came out of the press conference and just dropped the mic. So we don't know anything yet as far as what his character arc is really going to be like and what we're going to get out of it and how long it's really going to last, which makes it very interesting. But I feel like just based off what we saw at the Elimination Chamber, our jaw dropped to the floor. So we're still in the unknown as far as like what Cena's really going to be like when he comes back. But I feel like the heel turn is going to be built up so great for WrestleMania. There's going to be so much momentum behind it. I feel like it just makes the most sense in the world to have John Cena become the 17-time world champion and break the record as a heel, which sounds crazy to say. John Cena becoming the 17-time world champion as a bad guy was definitely not something people were expecting, but you had the opportunity now to do it on the grandest stage of them all. Cody Rhodes is such a believable babyface right now. His babyface gimmick is so strong that he has the ability from storyline perspectives to get The Rock and John Cena to turn heel on him, make it believable, and still get people to feel sympathy for Cody in the end. That speaks volumes. Last year, The Rock tried to take it all the way to create this big dream match we've all been waiting for with Rock and Roman, but Cody had this unbelievable story that people were so invested into, they literally demanded Cody Rhodes finish his story and The Rock be pushed to the side. This is The Rock we're talking about, one of the biggest stars in the world. That literally happened. And now this year, John Cena turns heel to try to help propel up Cody even further as the babyface that he already is, bro. Like, John Cena's just not going to turn heel for nothing. I think they have plans for this. Like, they aren't going to turn John Cena heel just for no reason without having plans, afterwards. I think this has all been planned out for a very, very long time because you got to be very smart about this. This is John Cena, out of all people, turning into a bad guy. This is a very important deal. And if you're going to try to help Cody Rhodes even further as a babyface, this could really be executed the perfect way where it honestly could do some great things for Cody's arc as a babyface where, like I said, it's going to make him one of the greatest babyfaces we've ever seen, whether people like him or not. And with John Cena having a very short window now on his career because after this year, it's over with. So they have a very short time frame to execute this perfectly and make it work. Can they do it? Absolutely. I trust the process. I think it'll work out. And John Cena, I think, is honestly going to bring out some crazy bags that we haven't seen in his, character arc for some years, bro. So it's going to be a crazy and a fun time to watch. But it does feel weird to say that John Cena is now a heel in 2025, bro. Like, I genuinely still don't know how to feel about it. This year's road to WrestleMania is very unpredictable, and it's taking a turn that we just were never expecting, man. With Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, and now we got Cena turning heel. Like, man, this is something that we definitely were not expecting, but I love it. I'm here for everything that we're getting for WrestleMania this year. A lot of people were saying that this WrestleMania can't surpass last year's WrestleMania based off how the build is happening and everything, and people being confused by what's going on. Man, y'all better sit back and enjoy the ride because WrestleMania 41 honestly is looking to be extremely special. Thank you all for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to subscribe. If you want to check out more wrestling content related right here on this channel, click the video right here. If you want to check out the No Name Wrestling Podcast, you're in luck because you can click the playlist right here to check out every single episode.